Well, hello and welcome to American Reversion. How are you all today? I hope you're well. I'm Steve Smith. Welcome to everybody, both on the YouTube channel and the Patreon channel, and for our new people on the newest channel over on Rumble. I know a lot of people have come over from YouTube as a result of my little suspension over there and my discovery of Rumble, but I know that a lot of people are following us now just from Rumble. I'm shocked at how many people are starting to follow that channel. By the way, Rumble is, I put up, I believe it was on the American Reversion Patreon channel, Tucker Carlson's announcement about him going to Twitter. Now Elon Musk has said there's no deal that's been signed yet, but we don't know exactly how that works, to be honest. I mean, at that level. And who knows what's going on over there, but I found it interesting that his announcement was carried on Rumble. How about that? So I'm getting to love Rumble. Those of you who are not over there with us on Rumble, I hope that you'll come on over, because it's going to be a mirror site of the YouTube site. And so if anything happens, and who knows, I might just start doing it just on Rumble. But we'll see. We will see. I'm not going to, I don't lock myself into things like that, not knowing what's going to happen in the future. I give myself plenty of alternatives and options, just like I'm sure you do and like you should. So, Invasion USA. Are you ready for the invasion? Because tomorrow is Invasion Day. It is the day that Title 42 expires, and they are gathering on the other side of the border, our southern border, ready to spill over into our country illegally, not going through the proper channels, as millions of legal immigrants and citizens now of the United States have done in the past. No, these are people who are choosing to break our laws to get into our country. Now, do I blame them? I want to say right off, there are a lot of people down there south of the border, all through Mexico and Central America and South America, who live really suck lives. I get it. I understand it. I mean, I've been down there and I've seen it. And if I were down there, I would do everything in the world that I could to get to Estados Unidos and make a better life for myself and my family. And there are plenty of those good ones down there doing exactly that. I don't really blame them. Here's why. Because it is our government that has facilitated and encouraged them to come up here, assuring them that they will be able to come in and be good little Democrat voters in this country of milk and honey, the land of plenty. Come up here, not realizing they're going to be victimized, they're going to be trafficked, they're going to be abused by all sorts of different people and organizations once they get up here. And so they are being drawn up here under false pretenses. For those poor people, I feel for them. It doesn't mean that I excuse what they're doing. It means that I understand what they're doing. However, mixed among them are plenty of people who come up here to do us dirty, right? They're coming up here, they're bringing drugs, they're trafficking, they're bringing all sorts, they're bringing violence, just like Donald Trump said I should have been wearing my Trump hat today, just like Trump said in his first interview. They are not bringing their best, okay? Among these throngs are rapists and murderers and drug traffickers and human traffickers, and our government knows it, and they are aiding and abetting, okay? Now, that border is going to, I don't speak Spanish. If I did, I would say to you all in Spanish down there, because it seems like you all have cell phones waiting on the other side of the border. Don't come up here. Don't come up here. It's not what you've been led to believe. You're being used. Stay down there. Do it right. Come in as a legal immigrant. and you will be folded into American society. The United States is the most giving, most welcoming country there has ever been if you just do it right. Okay, now back to the invasion. Invasion USA, isn't that a Chuck Norris movie? Wasn't that way back in the day? I think that it was. For any of you Chuck aficionados, it was his mom's birthday the other day. If you didn't know about that, I forget. She's either like 99 or 102. I forget which. And he says that she's still spry and still right on target. Probably can't kick as hard as him at 82, but who knows? I mean, she is Carlos's mom. So anyway, invasion. Yeah, it's coming. What's going to be the effect of it? Well, interesting. A couple of things happen. Of course, we know that the federal government, Uncle Joe, not meaning the old Uncle Joe Stalin, but sometimes it's hard to kind of tell the difference, isn't it? Come on in. Did you see the pictures? All those people with the Biden shirts. Biden, let us in. Yeah, so they're going to be spilling. Now Texas apparently is setting up I don't know, they're sending a whole bunch of National Guard stringing concertina wire across the border at weak spots. Of course, the thing when you string it across some spots, it leaves other spots open, and it's not like any obstacle can't be circumvented. We will see what happens with that. We know that CBP announced that they were clearing the streets of El Paso. Before then, and of course what that did was sent a message to all of the illegals camped out on the streets down there to vamos, hide, go someplace else, and that's what they were doing. Make no mistake, they were giving a heads up, a warning: get out of there, so we don't have to arrest you. Okay, play the game, be a part of Uncle Joe's plan. And so, obviously they scooted. And of course, Border Patrol and others were very upset that they gave away. You're supposed to announce an operation after it's done, not before it's done, right? Because the opposition can hear you. Well, of course, we know that they are more devious than stupid. And so we know that's why they did it. So anyway, we have 15,000 people lined up on the other side of the border just waiting to come in. Apparently 80,000 more stringing up through Mexico from different places, picking up the odd or the non-odd, the large number of OTMs other than Mexicans, from the Middle East, from China, from all sorts of places, mixed in with these throngs of people that are going to be trying to pour in, perhaps pouring into our country. Now, what's going to happen? Greg Abbott down there in Texas, he's doing something that I agree with. Texas shouldn't bear the brunt of that. It's supposed to be our federal government. One of the few things they are supposed to do is to protect our border. They're not supposed to have criminal laws of their own. They're not supposed to get involved in city council meetings and school board meetings and all these local things. There's only a couple of things that the Constitution gives the federal government a right to do, one of which is protect the border, okay, which they're not doing. When a government doesn't do what it is constitutionally required to do, what should we do? What should we do? Well, anyway, Greg Abbott is going to bus them all over the country. Good for him. I know some are going to be bussed here close to me. They'll probably be bussed into Kansas City, Kansas, and they'll be bussed into Catholic Charities, and they'll be bussed into all sorts of different places. And but he's going to bus them around. Good. So bus them to Martha's Vineyard. Bus them to all those fancy places, San Francisco and Minnesota. Minneapolis loves all of Minnesota. What happened to those Vikings out there, right? They just love people to come in and victimize them. So send them all up there in Minnesota. Let them handle it. But he's going to send them all around. This is going to be a total mess. That's not going to be a solution. It's just going to continue the only solution is not to let them in, right? Not let them in. You don't let the burglar into your house and then try to decide what to do with him. Okay? You don't have to shoot him, just keep the door locked. And when he comes banging on the door saying that he has a right to your food, say, no, you don't. You don't have a right to my food. Okay? Please leave. Go outside my gate. Okay? This isn't yours. There's nothing of yours here. You haven't contributed to anything. If you want to contribute, do it the right way. Go become our friend, and then I will invite you to dinner. Same thing. So what's going to happen? This is going to be one mess. What it's going to do is going to increase the danger for everyone living in the United States. Everyone. Because this is dispersing an invading army throughout the population of the United States. We see there was a horrendous murder right over here on the other side of Kansas City just recently, to where an illegal alien went in to a single mother's house, beat her to death in the bathtub, stomped on her 5-year-old, stomped on her head. The girl survived. They had to do major surgery on her to replace part of her skull. 5-year-old girl. They made the case on that guy. They tracked him down. They found his boot prints with still the stamped Ariat, and I don't mean that a slam against Ariat. I wear Ariat boots. But they tracked him down. They got him. That didn't help the woman who had been beaten to death, and her 5-year-old, who now is without a mother, and was stomped, her head stomped into the bloody floor that was made bloody by her mother's blood. Okay? That is not rare. You'll find these screaming libs, oh, well, that doesn't happen very much, and that could happen everywhere, anywhere, and his immigration status had nothing to do with it. Yeah, it had everything to do with it, because if he hadn't been allowed in this country, he wouldn't have done it. And those people who make that idiotic, politically driven statement, that, what are they trying to say? Well, somebody else would have done it. I mean, Americans doing the job that illegal aliens won't do. There's a flip for you, right? Now, she would have been alive. The little girl would have had a mother. The little girl wouldn't have had a fractured skull and partially remanufactured skull if that SOB had not been in this country. This happens all the time. Too large a percent of these people coming in bring violence to this country, whether it be violence with shootings, stabbings, killing with drunk driving, whatever. They bring a dangerous, not all these people. I have I know some wonderful people from Mexico. It has nothing to do with being Mexican, or Honduran, or Guatemalan, or Salvadoran, or Colombian, or Nicaraguan. Okay, nothing to do with that. It is the people that are being brought here, among whom are hiding plenty of these dangerous people. And everybody with a brain understands that. Everybody with half a brain cell still functioning understands that. The others, who are liberals, they might understand it, but they want it, you see, because they want to destroy our countries, just like we talked about the goals of the Communist Party on here yesterday. So they want that. So realize this is there's no front line here. Right now, we're looking at the border. When Title 42 ends, they will be spilling in. They will be spilling across this country. There will be no front lines. There will be battles all over. There will be killings. There will be, not to mention the burden that it places on our economy. And make no mistake, this is a drain on our economy. I've heard idiots say, well, they are a plus to our economy. No, they're not. No, they're not at all. They depress wages. Half of them take a lot of social public assistance. They are not an enhancement to our economy at all. They are a tremendous burden. Okay, it is one of just the many things destroying this country now. So when we think about this happening, there's two things. First off, you have to protect yourself. You have to be ready to protect yourself at all times, increase your awareness of what's going on. But here's the main thing. This is being accomplished as a result of politics. And as I have said many, many times before, I don't necessarily blame the communists for wanting communism. Who I blame are the people who say that they are against what's going on in our country and don't do the simplest thing to stop it, which is vote, which is to become involved in politics. Pay attention. And we have too many people out there. All politicians are dirty. They're all dishonest. They're all this. I don't have anything to do with politics. I don't care about politics. They're all the same. I'm just waiting for the world to end. I'm waiting for Jesus to come back. Those people are the problem. If you know any of them, either straighten them out or stay away from them. Peer pressure does a lot. Let these people know this is the result of politics. The crumbling of our country is the result of the other side winning at politics. These people have, stand up and say, well, when I come to a certain place, I'm going to stand up and nobody's taking my, and out of my cold dead hands and all this and that's just a bunch of crap. That's a bunch of BS. These people are just trying to act tough to excuse themselves and make them look good in the eyes of others as to why they're not doing what they should be doing now, and that is the basic responsibility of citizenship. Citizenship, what an odd and unique concept, right? That being a citizen of the United States carries with it, or it should, a certain responsibility to stay informed. The founders knew this. This is why the First Amendment was the First Amendment. It was important that the citizenry be informed and to be able to vote as a result of good information. Well, the press wasn't all that great back then, and it's horrible now. But it's still, the individual can be informed. It's just a matter of having a discerning mind and the ability to reason. Okay, so this is where it's headed. The battle is political. The new election season is coming up. Don't stay out of it. Don't make excuses. Well, I don't know. The other side is horrible, but Trump such and such, and Trump this and that. Who do you want? When the people who say that they wouldn't support Trump, I don't care. Maybe it was somebody else. It doesn't matter. Okay. Whoever is better than Biden, if you didn't vote for him, if you didn't try to convince other people to, what you have said, and I don't mean you, because I know you didn't do it, the guy behind you did though, the person who said that means that they preferred Biden. You say, yeah, that's exactly what it says. They prefer what's going on now because they're too weak to stand up and take a stand and risk the criticism of people. And that's what's wrong with this country, weakness. Weakness on the part of people that should stand up. So I know you all stand up. I know all of you will. I hope all of you will. We got a lot of standing up to do. We're going to have plenty of opportunities to stand up. So it's time. It is time. So I'm going to let you there. We're going to see what happened. But remember, the fight is here. It's ours to fight. If we don't fight it, we deserve what happens to us. Okay? So I'm going to sign off here. I know there will be a lot more to talk about tomorrow. Remember, America needs a reversion. It needs you to be a part of it. I probably should stick this in here. I never talk about this very much on this channel, but these and all of my videos are brought to you by my books, the Stonemont series, the books that I wrote, and the reversion is the one that I've named this channel after. It's a complete set of novels, the complete plan, how to prepare for, how to survive, how to rebuild after a total collapse of the country or the world, the reversion, the revival, the renewal, an appeal to heaven, the blessings of freedom, and the newest one, Hostages to Fortune. They are available on Amazon. The link is down below. You can get them on either on Kindle or paperback, or you can get them straight from me, directly from me through our website, and you can get them autographed if you would like, and that is stonemont.us. I'll put the link down below, stonemont.us. So remember, America needs a reversion. It needs you to be a part of it. It needs me to be a part of it. It needs everybody to be a part of it. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.